Hello everybody. I'm delighted today to have received a couple of books through the post to add to my Antarctica collection. I'm collecting books to do with Antarctica, particularly the Terra expedition, the one Scott and his party lost their life whilst coming back from the South Pole. And I haven't opened these books yet, because I wanted to tell you that I bought them off eBay from a company called Better World Books. And this company actually collects and sells books to raise money online, through eBay, for libraries and leading literacy charities. So it actually supports reading. And it's a good company, and I like to buy my books off these people. World Books is another one. So I'm going to open them here in front of you, and we'll have a look what I've got to add to my collection, which I'm very excited to be basically increasing today. So I'll just slip it out here. And the first one here that's come up is the Birdie book, Captain Scott's Marvel. And it's by an author called Anne Strathy, who sounds a bit Scottish herself. And it's about Henry Robertson Bowers, mariner, world traveller, and the first Scot to the South Pole. He, of course, died on the way back with Scott. He was part of Scott's party. Now, I've never read the book. It's a nice hardback book. It's got the cover and everything, dust jacket, but it is a library book. It's from North Ayrshire Libraries, actually, and it's got all the little stamps in it. And it's not a particularly old one. What have we got? It is first published in 2012, and this is, I wouldn't know really. Looks like it's the first edition, but anyway, it's in memory of my late parents, Jack and Marion Strathy, and of my mother's much-loved younger brother, Robert Hamilton, who found Birdie Bowers to be an inspirational hero in difficult times. So obviously this character, Bowers, meant something to her family, and she's decided to write a little biography. Well, it's not little, it's quite a big book, on the great Scot, the great man himself, and some nice pictures in there, and I'm looking forward to reading it. Really, really am. We all read about Scott, and we've seen the film, and it's these other, though you wouldn't call him a periphery figure, but it's these other figures also that have their story to tell, and it adds extra meat to the bones of the legend of those people who gave up their lives for what for them was the ultimate quest. So now I'm going to open the second book. So that's the Birdie Bowers one. And it's called Birdie because he had a beaky nose. And he was a Scot. So who have we got here? What have we got here? What book have we got? And it's another hardback. I'm trying to open it up with the scissors. And come out. It's a touchy, this one. Oh, that's got it. Okay, well here we have the second book that's been added to my collection, Captain Oates, Soldier and Explorer. And this is a book by Sue Lim and Patrick Cordingley. And Oates was the character who left his tent, said, I'm just going out, I'm just going outside, I may be some time. And those words sort of, without those words the legend would not have been as legendary. So what can I tell you about this book? Well, again, it's another library book, and it's got all the little thingamajiggy bobs in it. Reading Borough Council, and it's been out a number of times. Last time in the year 2000. What I was going to tell you about the book, in memory of Miss Violet Oates, which is probably a relative of the great man, and Professor Frank Debenham, who is actually a... I believe he had something to do with the Terra Nova expedition, probably wrote about it. And it's got a lot of illustrations, lots of maps, photographic acknowledgements. It looks a cracking book. It's well read. It's a little bit brown, pages a bit brown. It was first published, let's have a look at the published date, if I can get to it. I should be holding it up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. First published 1982, so it's not an old book, but it looks to be, could be first edition, not sure. It would need to be checked, but that's a first edition book as far as I'm concerned, but it is a library book, and maybe libraries were buying first editions in those days. Probably they're not now. Who knows? Who can tell me? But it looks a cracking little book, and I look forward to reading it. It's got all the maps and all the realistic Oates types things. It's going to be a fascinating read. Now, Sue Lamb is a freelance writer, contributes regularly to radio, and has done a great deal of writing. And yes, Frank Debenham was one of Scott's geologists, so he was an explorer himself. And Violet Oates was in fact Oates' sister. And Patrick Cordingley was, or probably is, he probably is now, was an officer in the 5th Royal Inniskilling Dragoon Guards, which was the regiment that Captain Oates was associated with, soldier and explorer. So those are my two editions. I think I may have gone a little bit rambly there, but I'm really delighted to have these, particularly hardbacks as well, and good thick books, and they'll be a good read, and will add to the collection nicely. So if you've got these books, you've got anything to say about these books, let me know, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.